See if I can show a little bit of how it is around here. I didn't with the light on. Well, oh, that went black. It was saying not responding. But this won't quit ringing. And it's, well, I don't know if I should say the application. Ah, it got bright. That's from last night and other times. I can put the same information in on here, not found. Put it in on that device, found. See, now I'm telling my stuff. And finally. All right, quit ringing. I don't know what month and a half ago I bought that printer. Starting Thursday night, it started having jams. It printed one page. Thereafter, it's jammed every time. I mean, I've went through pages. I mean, they're bent on the end. I'm not used to recording with a tablet. I went through paper. I got paper everywhere. Don't want to show about it. But fortunately, the last time I went to town, the only reason I didn't buy, I was just going to buy an ink cartridge for it. I mean, I was pleased with the printer, and I really think when I unjammed the paper, I was too rough and messed up something. That's the only thing I can come up with. And then plus, it's been dusty in here. But anyway, I meant before I left about a week ago, wherever it was, went to town. I was gonna. I didn't yet have the ink cartridge in memory, namely the number for the black, and because I've only had this printer like what up to 2 months, if that, and I had and it's just now getting kind of close to where I was going to need a new ink cartridge. So anyway, I'm in the store. I'm like, well, darn. I told myself before I left to look at the ink cartridge and get the number, and I forgot to. So I just bought one of the cheaper ones they had on the shelf, and it was that Canon right there, and I'm not even taking it out of the box yet. And I've got an ink cartridge for it over there somewhere in a sack. Oh, I don't want to show. I've got stuff, whatever. Man, I'll just show it, whatever. And I guess what? Don't hide everything. Hide some things. Uh, anyway, so in a sense, if it was going to end up jamming up on me anyway, it turned out to be like a blessing in disguise. Because I was like, okay, ink cartridge is almost 40% to 50% of a lower end or the cheaper end printers. And that's not to imply that either of these two brands, from like a HP printer to a Canon printer, they sell, I'm sure, way up there. But um, but I got the lower end. Well, and you'd be surprised. Sometimes, I mean, I've had back in the day, and I've had some lower end printers last quite a few years. Um. Anyway, all because I didn't have, and I'm glad, all because I didn't have the ink cartridge in memory. Now, I had some issues with the older Canon one. I don't even know if that printer is still here. I'd have to look. I don't even know if it's still here. But anyway, with a certain entity, we talked about some software. Found out something earlier this year was taking still shots. Anyway, that software was strange ever since I had it. But I don't want to get into that. It was, and then who I talked to on the phone about it earlier this year, they're like, "Oh, that's an older model one." I mean, I think it had like a CD-ROM that came with it to install the drivers or whatever for it. I'm gonna shut up. Really, the only thing that made me just for the fact that was ringing, as long as it was, I started recording. I don't want to log into anything. I don't. I mean, just whatever I went through. People don't even understand. From like to the end of May to the middle of July 2021, I left that device closed. I didn't log into anything. I I, I just say it. Um, Um, I mean, just a lot of my customary patterns of what I was used to. Um, I'll just put it. It got too difficult to. I'll just say the name of the entity. I mean, whatever. I mean, I almost have to. It's almost in my favor to say it, and it's partly why I'm using this application here, YouTube. I had to transition from Facebook. Facebook was too difficult to use. They basically kicked me out. They basically said, "Go to hell. Go to hell in a handbasket." And so I've said bye bye. And I think some people are going to end up regretting it. And I'm still, but to say in all fairness, I'm not unopposed if I ever do get in the position, be it a nonprofit business side, if that's the way to say it, both nonprofit and or business, whatever, or more so than I am on the low end side. I'm not saying I'm unopposed to like there being a Facebook business page, but I got to get out of the woods. I got to get out of the fog. I've been in a position of constant unknowns, constant this, constant that, where basic simple things are no longer simple. Everything is complicated in my life, and it all started 3-4 months after I got my mother's death certificate. So it was not good. It's not good. I mean, yeah. Oh yeah. Even in January, I mean, somebody stopped by. I mean, I was like, I don't care. I'm like, I can't. Or later on, whatever it was, I'm like, I went into a level of peace about it for a little bit. I'm like, oh, something's monitoring every single thing I do online. I felt that, and I'm like, well, for a little bit, I first had a like anxiety, panic, and then I went into the mode like, well, I can't control it. So it's like, I would even say out loud in my house, I'm like, Privacy Act. I'm taking a shower. I got to take a crap. Privacy Act. I don't know what level you can monitor. And then bam, I mean, I had stuff that I can't explain it, but I just promise me on this part. It was no delusion. It was no schizophrenic. It was no hallucination, whatever. It was, no, no. Nope, 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 nope. Where does Microsoft Edge and Windows stand in all this? No, I don't know.